Okay, so the first stage is I've cut out some squares of black fondant. I've added some Thankyou powder into it so that it will harden. I did this yesterday. It's stiffer, but not quite totally hard. If you don't want to use black fondant, you could use chocolate, very dark chocolate. And then what I've got here is, so it's like a pen, but there's no ink. I don't know what it's called. So it's just basically like a sharp pointy end. You could use a toothpick. That will do the job well. And then I'm just going to write in my message, I'm going to write ABC, 1, 2, 3. I can't, sorry, I've lost my tripod. So I'll show you what it looks like. So that you can see where I've put in the 1, 2, 3. See, it's a bit grainy. I've sort of been spilling bits of stuff over it. Anyway, it doesn't matter, it's a chalkboard, so it's supposed to gonna look like that. Now next you can get icing sugar, or I'm just using flour because that's all I've got, and you just want to sprinkle it across so that it goes into you know, where you've carved, and then you can just, sorry, it's really hard to do with one hand, just use your brush to brush it off. Sorry, I'm gonna have to stop and show you when I've finished. Okay, so I've dusted them all off. Some of these are a bit rough, but it'll do. There's quite a few teachers I've got to make some stuff for. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that, and we're going to make the border of the chalkboard. Okay, I've just rolled out some brown fondant, which I've mixed with some Thankyou powder, and I'm just going to cut out some thin strips. This is going to be the wood that goes around the blackboard. Okay, so I've cut out some strips. They're a bit uneven, but anyway, I'm going to trim them now and then stick them around my chalkboard. Some water over the top one, and see, I've just cut that on an angle so that it's like, you know, the bits of wood. Oh, this is really hard to do holding the camera. Anyway, so I'm going to lay it down like that, and then I'm going to chop that side off on an angle and stick all the sides on. I just want to show you how I'm doing it. See, it looks, you know, I think it looks really good with the joints. If you can't be bothered doing it, don't worry. But look, I'm just sort of lining mine up like that, and then getting my knife and chopping it at the angle. If you have a bit of a gap, you can just simply sort of squeeze it together and just use your fingers and put it together. So here's one. And then last thing, I got these from the supermarket. You just want to get those little white things. I think they're called pastels, something like that. Anyway, and I've got some down here. You just want to use these as the chalk pieces. So I'm going to stick them down. And there we go. That is that one. I'll show you what they all look like when I've finished. Here are a few of the finished ones. I'll put some photos up on the blog of them on the cupcakes. But they're the different ones I did. I'm sure you can be a lot more creative than me.